what about vegetarians? Let's talk about lean protein, because lean protein is like an animal-based term, right? You think about like beef, like lean beef instead of fatty beef, or lean chicken instead of fatty chicken. I mean, there's no such thing as, I mean, lean beans are the same, you know, there's no such thing as fatty beans. So what are we talking about here with vegetarians? And one of the things that is really important when you start talking about vegetarian nutrition is that the principles of nutrition and the biochemistry of your body aren't going to change just because you choose not to eat chicken or fish. So there are certain things you need to do differently, but we still need to follow generally the same rules. So one of the problems that we get when talking about vegetarians and plant-based protein is that meats and fish are protein-only foods. So if you have a piece of chicken, it's a boneless, skinless chicken breast, you're just getting protein, you're not getting anything else. But with plant-based protein, it's different. You don't get that kind of only protein scenario. And another problem that traditionally this has been a sticking point for people who are against vegetarians or the vegetarian-based diet is that meats and fish are loaded with essential amino acids, like leucine, which then drive protein synthesis, whereas not all plant proteins are. So what are the solutions? Basically, what you want to do is focus on consuming carbohydrates that contain protein, and you want to limit your starch-only carbohydrate sources if you're a vegetarian. So traditionally, vegetarians eat a much higher carbohydrate diet. But there are benefits, as we've talked about eating a slightly reduced carbohydrate diet. And just because you're vegetarian doesn't mean you shouldn't get those same benefits. So what you need to do is just eat these protein-containing foods, and we're going to go over that on the next slide. And I talk about this, lean protein is an animal-based term. The key here is protein-containing foods. So what am I talking about? So we're talking